Hey Internet, this is Nate. You're watching iRoll1s, and I'm just going to do a quick unboxing slash review of a couple of new Saberforge and custom Saber shop items I got. This isn't an unboxing necessarily because I've already unboxed it and looked at it myself, but gonna check it out, see what all I got. I got some goodies to make a lightsaber for me, lightsaber for my daughter, and then one that I might save a little bit later. This is just typical smart charger for your lightsaber. That's a lot of the stuff that I got in this box here is stuff for building the saber. I got your Nano Biscotti V3 in here. Looks like a heat sink, LED in that. Got my resistors, heat sink, momentary switch, thermal tape, there's a speaker in there. Nothing super interesting for you guys at the moment. Gotta have your battery. It's your battery for it. Set that over here. But then you got your sabers. First saber I got for the little one. She's 4, little girl, and she will be using a counselor from Saberforge. It's a very small handled thing. It's an apprentice saber. The apprentice sabers, from my understanding, are all fairly small, and from the 2 apprentice sabers I got, that's true, they are fairly small. One of the problems that I've noted, it's not really a problem per se, but it's a difficulty for a new saber guy that's going to do an install. Sorry about that, that's kind of squeaky. Is that the inside of this is very short. Like, the place to pack all of your items is very small in this. So I mean, I want to pack a Nano Biscotti, I want to pack a recharge port in it. I mean, Saberforge does that, so obviously it's something that can be done and is possible to do, but it's a lot of crap to pack into a small package. For example, you got to get this battery in here, but this battery is going to have to go past up in here where the speakers are a little, or where the switches are a little bit, because this thread is so far down here that once you get in there, if you get too close, your speaker is going to be right up next to it. I mean, you're going to have to go past just a little bit, and you're going to have to hook the tactile switches and everything in. The momentary switch and the recharge port. So that's gonna be a little bit difficult, but very cool lightsaber hilt, very cool feel. They come with these dummy switches in that need to be removed. Now, I wish that these were the dummy switches that came with your ASP sabers, or or that you could order these dummy switches. Because, for example, the ASP sabers, they don't have a recharge port. So, coming right back, sorry about that. So, when you have your ASP saber, which this is the one that I'm going to take the ASP guts out of this, and I'm going to put the ASP guts into my Saberforge Reliant, because I want this one to have flash on clash, because this is my baby. This is the saber that I created. This is my saber. So I'm going to change this out, take this recharge port out, or this dummy switch out, so it's not going to be a big deal. You're not going to see this janky dummy switch in comparison. I mean, the dummy switch isn't bad, but if you look at these dummy switches right there, they look pretty close to your tactile switch, to your, not tactile switch, your momentary switch right there, which is great. However, when you look at the dummy switch on the ASP, it's this little crappy plastic deal. It's flat, has no ridges, it doesn't have any of the 3D effect that this thing has. It doesn't look right. I mean, you could put one of these switches in, throw a glob of black paint in there in the recess, and it would look pretty darn sweet. Problem is, my hope was that if I wasn't going to do that, if I was going to keep that set up as the ASP with the ASP guts, I wanted to use one of these and take it out and put this in place. Problem is, these are glued in, and I don't know if I can get these out without destroying them. after they're glued in. I heard you can heat them up and then possibly pop them out, but I'm more concerned about messing up my my hilt. So gonna have to drill, I think. Somebody's told me you can drill in these and they'll pop right out, and because they're just held in by a little glob of glue. Unlike the ASP, these things don't come apart a ton. Like this is pretty much a solid hilt all the way up, which is cool. I mean, this is very nice. It's very nicely crafted, very nicely milled and lathed and all that stuff. The edges are really cool. But anyway, it's gonna be a nice saber for my daughter. Then I got a Sentinel, which I like a lot. One of my friends, he wasn't a huge fan of the design when I ordered it, but he likes it now seeing it in person. Thinking about eventually doing an amber LED coming out of here, doing an amber blade or a yellow blade or some sort. But this is pretty slick. It comes with the two switches here, the two dummy switches. You can take those out, put your recharge port, put your momentary switch. They both come with these nice blade plugs. They both come with your CoverTech belt clasp. Nice leather wrap handle, good grip. I mean, these things are good for setting up to duel with. I mean, you got a very good, very smooth, very easy like movement on these, and it's just a beautiful design. Again, it's very well done, very well set up, and just looks great to me. Same situation with this. Very small portion to put your item in. I mean, the threads on this don't go down quite as far as this one. I think you're going to be a little bit easier putting something in this hilt than you're going to be putting something in that hilt, actually. So there's that. But we'll see. This is a really nice hilt. Really enjoy this one. And then the one that I wanted to get for a while, the Saberforge Reliant. The Reliant, for anybody who doesn't know, is the original design of Galen Malix, or Starkiller from the Force Unleashed video game series, and it's his lightsabers that were in the original design. They changed these in the video game actually to be like a clear thing that lights up in the handle. It's kind of weird. I don't know how you could ever get that put together, but this is just a sweet lightsaber. Now what I want to do with this is I want to get maybe some self-etching primer, because I really get concerned about paint holding on, but these recesses, like right in there on the inside of the emitter, I want a black. Inside here I want a black. Inside all these crevices I want a black, because I really just think that that's a good look. And inside this hilt right there in these little U's I want a black. One problem that I've noted that I don't like so much is how they have this. They could have paid a little bit more attention to detail to where this stops. This gets a little too tight in my opinion. Right here, it doesn't line up really good with that CoverTech. I don't like that. It also doesn't line up with this dot here. Doesn't line up with the greebly on here, the greebly button, which this is the LED light. It's all set in there. It's your LED retention screw. So what you're going to need to do on this is you're going to need to find some type of shim, and I luckily bought some extra timing shims for my ASP, so I might be able to do something with that. But I would prefer it to line up something like this, where the spot comes straight down, if you can see that, right there to the button, which I don't know if I can get a thin enough timing shim to make it do it that way, so I might have to go 2 turns, or like 1.5 turns I guess, and set it right there, and then it'll get to be about the timing I want it to be. That's kind of what I think I'm going to have to do. The unfortunate part with this saber, and it's different than the ASP design, the switch section has 2 holes drilled out, one for the momentary on, one for in-hilt recharge, which is weird because ASP doesn't allow for, they don't sell hilt recharge stuff for the ASP at the moment. And this only actually has one tactile switch, or one switch section for a momentary switch, tactile switch, whatever. The problem with that is if you want in hilt recharge with this. Now, you can get a lot of stuff to do in hilt recharge. Some of the people on the Saber forum, the Custom Saber forum, or Custom Saber page, I guess you'd call it, on Facebook. Some really good guys there that have done a lot more work with sabers than I have, because I haven't done hardly any. They've been helping me out, telling me about stuff, and you can get some Goth, Dark Ryu, Dark Ryu, Dark Ryo on Shapeways. He makes chassis systems. Most of you probably already know about that. And he makes one that actually has a speaker holder that goes behind where a recharge port would go. So you have to take and open this up and then put a recharge port in there. Or you have to take this off every time you want to recharge, which is kind of, to me, a little bit of a pain in the butt. I don't like that so much, but it is what it is. Anyway, that's my sabers. That's the review. They all look pretty good. I'll talk to you guys later.